What's up, everyone? This is Emilio with Quick Property Solutions, and in this video today, we're taking back this house. We sold this house on land contract. The buyer, unfortunately, couldn't make their balloon payment, and so we had to go through the process of taking it back. I'm going to talk about that process, and I'm going to be doing a walkthrough and showing you how it looks and what our plans are moving forward. If you're a fan of this channel, or if you're new to this channel, please subscribe to the channel, comment below, like the video, and I am here to teach you about real estate investing, how to get into real estate investing, how to wholesale, how to flip, how to buy rentals, things like that. And hope you guys enjoyed the video. Let's proceed. So it looks really sunny in the video, but it's actually just getting out of winter. It's early spring, so it's actually in the 40s right now, so it's kind of cold. So a little introduction into this property and how I got here. I've owned this property for almost 6 years now. We bought this property on subject to, and we bought it after following and purchasing and following the practices of Pace Morby. I'm sure a lot of you, if you're in real estate investing, you know all about Pace Morby. So literally we bought his course and we got this subject to deal a month after. It was like divine intervention. So what we did was, the owner had owned, I don't know the exact numbers. I believe it was $75,000. That was his mortgage balance, and he was behind on taxes. He was about to go. He was in pre-foreclosure. The problem was that for him to sell this property, he had to sell it at like 85, but the values just weren't that high at the time. So for him to sell this house, he actually would have to come with money to the closing table to cover his commissions, his closing costs, and all the fees from the foreclosure attorney to pay all that stuff off. So what we did was, I want to say we gave him, I think it was like $6,000 or $7,000. What it did is we paid off the attorney, we paid his late payments, and then we made payments on the mortgage. So we took title, but we didn't get a mortgage. The mortgage stayed in his name, and we just made payments to his mortgage company. So for the last 6 years, we call up every month and I make the payments. And then what we did was, instead of flipping the property, because the values in this area really weren't that high, this house was probably only worth like $99,000 at the time, $100,000 if that. This is a 3-bedroom, 1-bath ranch with a basement and a 1-car garage. Oh, it's actually 2-car. Let me see. Nope, it's a 1-car garage. And now these houses are selling for $150, the ARV, so it's fixed up. So you got to put some money into it to sell it at $150. The tricky thing is, it was a very small 3-bedroom. So the first bedroom was a Jack and Jill bedroom. So you actually had to walk through the first bedroom to get to this bedroom in the back of the house, which ideally I didn't like. And what the original owner did was they knocked out the wall between the living room and the Jack and Jill bedroom. So by doing that, they made it a really big 2-bedroom. Now, if you've been following me on this channel, you know that I don't like 2 bedrooms. And here's the reason why. It's because 2 bedrooms don't appraise well. There's no value. There is value, but it's much less than a 3-bedroom. It's always better to have a 3-bedroom over a 2-bedroom. So in this area anyways, I don't know what market you're in, but in this area, it's always better. So what I'm gonna do is, so you could see, they actually did a pretty good job. We were actually pleasantly surprised what had happened. So what had happened was, we sold this house to them on land contract, which means we're not responsible for any of the fixings. We don't have to repair anything. We don't have to renovate it. We just sell it as is. And what they're gonna do is they buy it and we're the bank. So they were gonna fix up the house, which it looks like they were doing, and then they were gonna refinance. So in 5 years, they had that time to do it. They didn't make it in 5 years. We gave them an extension, but what we did was we adjusted the purchase price so we got more, and we gave them an extra year. And we thought that that would be enough for them to actually refinance. And then what happened was they weren't able to do it by the extension date. And then we had to go through the proceedings, and it wasn't an eviction. So it's not an eviction, it's actually a forfeiture of land contract, which means, because if it's an eviction, that's a tenant. A tenant doesn't own the house. They actually own the house, and and we sold it to them on financing. So we had to go through the process of a notice of, it was a forfeiture of land contract. So I believe If a mortgage company is trying to go through a foreclosure in the state of Michigan, you get 6 months, but because it's a land contract, it was only 3 months. So by the time, so they actually got an additional 3 months to try and purchase this property. But they could have done a whole bunch of other stuff. They could actually sold this property and got some money back, and then just took the profits and like lived in an apartment or something and try and get everything straightened away. They could have gone through a hard money lender. I believe they were trying to get an FHA loan. They didn't get it in time. And to be honest, we had given them 6 years and we were pretty much ready to move forward. And now we just got this house a couple days ago and we came in just to see how it looked. So I'm gonna flip this camera around, give you a tour of the house so you could see what it looks like and what we're gonna be doing. I'm gonna talk through it. All right, so here we are at the house, and what they did was, originally the way the house was, there was a wall here, and then this space here was the living room. And what the original owner had done was they had knocked the wall out, but they didn't finish it. There was literally wires hanging off here. There's a 2x4 here. They just didn't finish it. It was kind of like a mess. And what the people that we sold it to on land contract, what they did was they actually did a pretty good job. You see here, what they did was they put a header all the way across here. And then this here, the ceiling was this low because it was just the bedroom. It was as low as this living room. The ceiling was right here. What they did was they knocked the ceiling out and they gave cathedral ceilings. They wired for the LED lights. And what they did was the door stayed here. They're putting like a fireplace, and they did the ductwork here, and they're gonna put like an electrical fireplace here. I mean, it looked pretty, I'm not gonna lie, they did pretty good. They did pretty good. We were pleasantly surprised. They had the vinyl flooring, they installed the vinyl flooring. They even took the trim out and went all the way to the wall. It's a little butted out here, but you get some shoe molding there to cover up the gap. They still have some of the boxes here, so if we need some extra, because they finished short over here. So there's two things we could do, right? The first thing is we could finish this as a 2-bedroom because a lot of this stuff is done already. We could just, keep it as it is. The only issue is that when you look up the comps for a 2-bedroom, nice 2 bedrooms, not fully renovated, but nice maintained houses, they were selling for $130,000, which, it's okay. I mean, ideally, we were going to try and sell it to them for 100, and I believe the land contract, the balloon payment was 125. So a nice, decent house, this will fetch 130,000. But the thing is we still got it actually looks decent, but it's the small little details that start to add up. So the first thing, we got to put in baseboard and trim all around here and in the kitchen. If you go here in the kitchen is outdated. One of the things that I didn't want to do was, honestly, I don't want to buy new cabinets. The house, I don't want to say it's only worth $130,000 fixed up, but if we're going to replace all the cabinets, that's going to add, I'm going to say $1,200 in cabinets. And then the countertop is going to be $1,200. So it's going to be, let's say, $2,500 to $3,000 just for this. And our goal was to try and get our money back without putting too much into the rehab. So I think what we could do is, these are older cabinets, but they're pretty solid. Oh wait, I didn't open that one. That sounds kind of shaky actually. Speak of the devil. What I wanted to do was paint the cabinets, get new kitchen hardware, replace the Formica, put in granite, replace this Formica backdrop and put in a backsplash. It looked like what they were trying to do here. This was one of the problems, was that there was a cabinet here, and these are so old, they're gonna be almost impossible to replace. But this it's 18 inches across. Your traditional dishwasher is 24 inches, but Samsung makes an 18-inch dishwasher. So I think what they're trying to do is they were trying to put a dishwasher in here. But see, they started the electrical, but they didn't do the plumbing yet. So we got to install the plumbing. So we got to route it over here. And then another thing too is when we rehab our houses, I like having a garbage disposal, not for my rentals, but for a flip. I want to have a garbage disposal. The rule that I'm doing now is I like to have a dishwasher, garbage disposal, and all the appliances in my flips. So we do need a garbage disposal here, but again, they started running the line. I don't know if we could actually use the same line, but we do need electrical here for a garbage disposal. But the thing is it doesn't look that bad, but it does little things start to add up. So right now, just for the kitchen alone, we're looking at 3,000, and that's just a rough number. It could be 3,500. Our budget to renovate this place, honestly, was like $6,000. I wanted to throw some paint on there, but it's all the little things that start to add up. And I don't know if we could do it actually for 5,000. So I think what we're going to be doing is there's two things we could do. We could, for 130 ARV, we could fix up this house. And I believe the quote was 7,000 labor, and we have to pay for the materials. And I believe the materials will probably run like 3,000, 4,000. So let's say it'll be like 11 or 12,000 to fix it up. To convert it to a 3-bedroom, because a 3-bedroom, the comps are at 150. So it's either sell it at a 130 or 150. That's a $20,000 spread. And what's the quote? I'm going to get final numbers from him today, but I believe it's going to be 10 grand for the labor to convert this to a 3-bedroom. And then we're probably going to spend 5 grand or 6 grand in labor. So it's either, what did I say, 7 and then 4. So 11 or 12 to complete it at a 2-bedroom that's only worth 130, or spend 15, 16 and sell it for 150. So obviously converting it back to a 3-bedroom would probably be better. It's going to be more work, but at the end, it just makes sense because you're going to be selling it for at least 15 to 20 grand more. In a perfect world, it would be 20, but you never know. So I just do ranges, 15 to 20. So the goal here is we're going to put this wall up back here, and instead of having a Jack and Jill, because what it was we would walk through here, and then to get to the other room, you go through here. You need a door here. So you're going to move this door, which is 30 inches, and then you need at least 32 to 34. I think it's just 32. We're going to put the door here, and then from here to this wall, we're going to just drywall and then put another door here. So now there's a straight hallway, and then there's going to be a separate entrance for this 3rd bedroom. It's going to be a smaller bedroom, but it is a 3rd bedroom. Let's see if we go into the bathroom. The bathroom, honestly, we don't have enough budget to fix this. It's kind of nasty. So what I would probably do is replace the vanity, replace the mirror, replace the light fixture, paint it, and then I would say glaze the tile to like make it white. Maybe what we could do is spend 500, 600 on new flooring. I will find out and see if that's even possible, because you see how it like blends in. It blends in with this right here, with the floor to the floor to the wall. I don't even want to replace the doors, paint the doors. And like I said, I don't want to go overboard because we're trying to get our money back and we're trying to like still make a profit on this. And ideally, the reason why we sold it on a land contract, I'm going to flip this back around again. Hold on. Ideally, the reason why we sold it on a land contract is because we wanted to be able to not put any money in it at all. And then we could just collect some small payments for 5 years and then keep our investment to a minimum. But now we have the house back, which honestly, we didn't want the house back. We wanted them to have it and for their family and to buy it and fix it up all they want, but it didn't happen that way. Now we have to come out of pocket to fix up the house. So now we need another, again, it's either 12 grand, 10 to 12 grand to fix it up as a 2-bedroom, or 15 to 16 to convert it to a 3-bedroom. So now we're coming out of pocket, and we need to get capital. So I got to talk to my partner. I got monies tied up into another house, so we got to scramble to find the money. Anyways, we're now in the basement. Let me flip this around. We're now in the basement, and honestly here, everything it's all right. There's insulation here already. They got paneling. I honestly would just panel the walls and then do like we've always done. Paint the walls white, floor gray, ceiling black. They will have to demo I'll have to see if they want to demo these or not. It would be a lot easier to get rid of these. Oh, I gotta be going soon. Shoot, I gotta pick up my kid. Let me zoom through this. We got a furnace here. Furnace is in good condition. The water heater is over there. And the water heater, well, on our last visit, oh, here's here, looked pretty good. So we don't have to replace any of that, which is really good. Electrical looks good. And again, plumbing looks good. It's copper, no leaks, nothing like that. Missing panel here, so just buy a panel. So yeah, like, you know, obviously we have to put a little bit more work into this one, which I don't mind. But I think the only thing now is that we have to just get the capital to fix up this house. And that's pretty much the, I don't want to say it's not an issue, but it's just the hurdle or the challenges that real estate investors face. You need to find the capital. So, okay, lock that up. I gotta go pick up my kid. I'm gonna turn this around again. So thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you guys got something out of it. This will probably be a new project for us. It'll be on this channel, so follow along. I'm gonna be doing updates to this project to let you know how everything goes. And I'm gonna throw this out there. If there's anybody out there that wants to fund us for the rehab, we could put, the way I do it is we could put a lien against the property. You'd be second position, but we could pay interest on the property. And then when we sell the property, and the days on market in this area, it's like 10 to 14 days. Once we sell the property and we run clear title, they're gonna see the lien on the house and they're gonna pay you your principal and your interest back. So if you're interested in helping us fund this project, please reach out to me. There's a link in the description below. Again, my name is Emilio. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll talk to you soon.